Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Faith Over Fear podcast. This is going to be my first podcast, so the jitters are alive and well, and I'm nervous. But I did want to dive into what this podcast is going to be about. So, this is just to influence, help innovative entrepreneurs always keep faith over fear in every aspect of their life, whether it's business, spiritual, family, or whatever it is that we're going through in life. So let me just introduce myself. My name is Mimi Villano, and I'm the owner of Millennial Title Company. A little background is I've been in the real estate industry since a little girl. So my mother did real estate. My brother has done real estate. It's a family business. And I have my sister now with me doing real estate. So it's exciting. As a business entrepreneur, one thing that I will say that keeps me in balance is my great family. I have amazing support. I have a great team behind me. It really does take a village. I am a single mom of three, so not only am I a business owner, I am a mother, and that's a very important role to me. Like right now, I want to make my daughter proud by making this podcast and showing her the platforms can be used for good and it can be used to influence other people to keep their faith alive. So hopefully you like what we talk about, and I want to keep you interested and keep you going. So I'll be releasing more and more into my spiritual side as well, and a little in depth into other entrepreneurs and business owners that I know in the Houston area. So yes, we are out here in Houston. I'm in the Galleria area. My office is here. This is my new podcast room. Did it all by myself. I painted it by myself. So if you see the paint missing, just go ahead and pass by. I have an amazing staff behind me too. My sister works for me. I have Melissa, who started with me when I first had a franchise and when I went independent. So I want to thank her for being on this journey with me. I have a great business development team. I have Ashley and Cree, their front desk. So it really does take also a village to do a business. And one thing I've learned about a business is that you really never know it all. So if you think you're lost, it's okay to be lost. It's okay to not have the answer all the time. Google is my best friend. So don't take advice from me, but Google your little heart away. It's important to also have a business plan in place and kind of reverse engineer your goals. So, for example, how I do it with my business is if I want to hit a certain goal in month, let's say 120K, I'm going to reverse engineer. Okay, I have 30 days to make that. How many closings will it take for me to hit that? Let's say it takes 45 closings. All right, in between those 45, how many do I have to bring in weekly? So in order for me to get those, let's say 20 weekly, or 10 or 15, because some deals do fall out, how many people do I have to be reaching out to every day in order for me to obtain those 10 or 15? So then I create a prospect list of, okay, if I hit 100 realtors, DMs, out of those 100, I'll get maybe 10 lunches set up or 5. And out of those, I can convert a couple. You also have to remember that not everybody wants to do business with you, and that's okay. You're going to learn that you're going to get more support online and from individuals you've never met and great people that walk into your life out of nowhere than you will people that you thought were going to be there from the beginning. And that's a hard lesson I think every entrepreneur goes through in the beginning, and you're like, oh my God, really? Do I really have to go through this? And you're going to go through moments of like defeat, and you're going to go through great victories. But you have to keep that faith alive. And I guess this is where this podcast is going to come in, because I want to get more in depth about business credit, more in depth about spiritual astrological side, because a lot of wealthy business people do look at astrology and how that interprets their next output or next outcome. And I do mix that a little in with what I do and how I operate. I feel that we all have a spiritual side that we need to tune in. There's moments where I get bursts of creativity, and those are the moments I take advantage of, and I'll make content, or I'll do a business idea or business venture, or I'll get really creative and start writing all my goals and plans into my little journal, and I'll manifest. I also do like new moon rituals where I let the universe know what I want as an outcome for my business, for my personal. And I want to go into depth with that, with more of the spiritual community with you. So I'm going to have hosts and I'm going to have co-hosts that are going to bring in spiritual awareness and healing. I think is very much needed because as a business owner, you're always go, go, go. But I learned that if you take those moments to breathe in between the go, go, go in a moment of just self-meditation, I go out to the beach, you'll be able to manifest a lot more because your brain is clear. You're in the ocean and you release so much by just healing that you're able to actually allow the universe to bring in the people and the connections you need. So if everything is energy, you have to focus where energy flows is where your mind goes, you know? So you have to be around other individuals and people that bring out that best inside of you and help you manifest more and cultivate those kind of people and clients into your life. So you want to always be marketing as well. Like everything is a marketing opportunity, even a lunch, dropping off your kids at school, going to get Starbucks, Coca-Cola endorsing me because I'm always drinking it. All those things are like business ventures. And I think it's important when you're able to just align and balance yourself and know that you can't drain your energy. You can't drain yourself. You can't overwork yourself to the point where you're not producing at your highest and top level. So there is something that I read about a 3 to 4 hour work week or work day. I'm sorry. Imagine 4 hours a week. That's the life. That's the goal. But you're more creative. Like I know in the morning, I'm more of the let me get something done in regards to tasks. So let me go knock out the bank. Let me go knock out the gym. Let me go knock out this. During the middle of the day, I'm more mellow and I have my lunch and I'm more, let me write down my checkpoints, what I need to do today, what I need to do tomorrow, organize myself. And then there's also points where like at night, I get really creative and I'll be on TikTok or I'll be on my notes and I'll write down ideas that I see and content that I want to do, or I'll send it in the group chat that I have with my team. So it's all about energy. And if you have that millionaire energy around you, you're going to attract other people that are in that realm and you're able to bounce off ideas. So I think when you're in an environment of where no one is your competition and the people around you really want you to succeed, it is inevitable. And sometimes that causes you to have to remove people, situations, and things out of your life in moments of solitude where you have to retreat into solitude, like the Bible says, and center your thoughts, center yourself, take a moment out of social media, out of the world, take a weekend off, get away from your phone and really just manifest what it is that you're wanting. Because I am a firm believer in you can create your vision. Your vision is your reality, you know? And it's funny because that's how I was able to do Millennial. What happened is I went on a Puerto Rico trip. I was out in the ocean and I let go of my phone for 3 hours. I was like, okay, I'm going to get my notary stamp. I'm going to start doing notaries around. I was in real estate. I had done business development. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get that started and I'm going to work my way up to eventually being able to business develop for title or lead it. Little did I know God was preparing me in that moment and propelling me into something I had no idea I was going to become an owner. So, I was presented with a franchise opportunity. I did that for a year. I excelled. We ended up parting ways after that year, and I had the opportunity to either go build somebody else's dreams or build my own. And I took a chance of luck on myself, and it was my birthday month. I remember 2020, and I was like freaking out. I was like, do I celebrate my birthday and be irresponsible, or do I get myself together and like pull this out of the book? And don't ask me how I did it, but I did it. I mean, I went through so many tears, so many moments of defeat, so many denials before I got a yes. And I finally met, people that wanted to take the opportunity on me and take that leap of faith. And I was able to get it done. And Millennial is now 2 years old. I'm hoping to have like a big event at the end of the year celebrating it. And it's just an idea that turned into this beautiful vision and this beautiful dream and reality. And if there's anything I want people to take from this or from other people that co-host with me is God gives you that vision for a reason. You were meant to have that vision. You were meant to do what you were doing and what fulfills your heart. And although I'm a business owner, what fulfills me more than anything is helping other business owners or other people find their balance, find themselves, find their light. So my goal with this podcast is to help others find their light, whether it be in real estate or not, whether it be spiritual, family or not. I want to help mentor or help be there or shed some light onto just being a good person and never losing sight of your actual vision. Because in the world we live in today, it's so easily manipulative for us to get off track and for us to lose sight of the bigger picture, that we hang around or we're around the wrong people we shouldn't be. And sometimes God tells you, hey, isolate yourself. I have something amazing for you. And I don't want you to feel lonely in those moments. I want you to look back on this video and say, hey, there's an end goal. And if this little girl from Cuba can do it, who am I that can't? Like, I'm breaking generational curses here. I'm creating wealth for my family, for all these generations to come, not just money-wise, but I want this to be spiritually. I want this to have an effect on my kids. So they know everything that I'm talking to you about because I speak it into them. So if I speak greatness into them, I hope that I can speak greatness into you, into others, into whoever we have on this show. And it's just an opportunity for us to connect on more deeper level than what you just see on Instagram. Because you see the pretty girl and the business owner, but you don't know who Mimi really is. And this will give you more insight on who I am, the light I want to share, how I want to manifest. There's a famous quote that I love that it says, it's already yours, and it's written by the universe. So I'm a firm believer that anything you have, anything you cultivate, it's already yours, whether it be something as small as being a mother to something as big as being a business owner to being able to pay your parents' bills and say, hey, I got it. I just want to be able to provide a platform for that and be able to let people know that it's okay to have that battle with yourself between masculine and feminine energy, and that battle of losing faith for a moment because we're given so many storms that we can't see the rainbow and we can't see that sun glistening at the end. But I promise you, there is always sunshine at the end. You just have to make it through that storm and believe in yourself. Like, the number one thing is self-confidence. Walk into that room like you own it. Make connections with people you never knew. Your network really is your net worth. Who you connect with, who you go out with, who you stay with, who you take trips with, everything. You will discover energy is very real. And if you start resonating with energy that resonates with you and takes you to another vibration and takes you to another parallel dimension to where you're able to really see that light in you and able to manifest it, because you can either let life make you bitter and angry, or you could take what life gives you in every moment and make sure that you shine even brighter, because those trials and tribulation lead you to building your character, building you as a person, giving you discipline, giving you motivation. If you don't do it for anyone, do it for yourself, because I wouldn't be the mother I am without loving myself first. I have to love myself. I have to pour into myself. I am a reflection of them. So if they see a mom that gives it their all, that is motivating, that is working, that is doing all of the above and still making time to pour into them, they see it all. They feel it all. They will know. So be the change that we as kids didn't see. And that's that I don't think as kids, our parents were on a spiritual level as we are now as a whole. And I think there's a lot more in the spiritual community that will help both business-wise and family. Just align yourself to greatness. You'll see it in every other podcast. And it's true. It's once you get into that moment of just basing everything off of energy and frequency and how your body's feeling and how you're mentally prepared and the shifts in the world, you'll be surprised. Like right now we're going through retrograde, and most people think a retrograde is a moment of, oh my God, freaking out, everything's going to happen. But really it's a moment to slow down, cultivate, get creative, use your other side of your brain, go outside of the normal, outside of the different. And for me, that was stepping out and doing the podcast right now, because I've been dodging for a little bit because I was so nervous. I didn't know what I was going to do, how people were going to take it. And this is kind of like me stepping outside of my comfort zone. And I know y'all tell me, oh, but you've been in podcasts. It's different when someone's interviewing you from when you're actually the one talking. And I'm getting nervous again. But it's actually fantastic because I've always been so scared of speaking in public or speaking in general. Yes, I'll do lives and I'll be funny, but just speaking about what I really, really have a passion for. And it's amazing to be able to say, hey, I overcame my fear and I said, you know what, I'm gonna be faithful to myself and I'm gonna believe in myself and I'm gonna push forward and I'm gonna do crazy things I've never thought of. I don't know about heights yet, but I'm gonna record that for later. So we'll have a little there. But it's just a good feeling when you step outside that zone. And I have so many entrepreneurs I want to interview and just ask so many questions. And I know they're gonna have tons. So it's gonna be a perfect moment for us all to get to know each other. And I would love to have comments below or any questions that y'all have that you would love for me to ask other people or talk about on the podcast. And I'm going to make this one short because I can't wait to have a co host. And this is just the introduction video. So stay tuned. Thank you. And this is Faith Over Fear podcast. Checking out.